What makes the report so much better than all the other stuff out there on the internet you can do? Well, a lot of the people who have gotten my report have already tried stuff like burning, freezing, and creams and all that stuff from the doctor, and even apple cider vinegar. Some of them try the different oils and stuff that are available. And none of that stuff works for them, or if it does work, it only works for a little period of time. It appears to work, and then they just come back to usually 2 to 3 months later. Even the burning and freezing from the doctor, I constantly hear from people over the phone that, hey, I did that, but it came back 2 months later or 3 months later. It's rarely any longer than 3 months later, but that seems to be the time period. So the reason why that comes back is because it didn't get rid of the root. There's all these treatments out there that you can get that only get the surface part of the wart. So like it appears to go away, and then underneath it is still the root, and then the root either spreads to another area, or it just stays there and then eventually develops right back in the same spot again where you were before. So the key to beating the warts and getting them gone for good, where they do not come back at all, is to get rid of the root. So that's what the treatments in my report were. That's the whole approach, is to get rid of the wart from the root. So the two main methods in my report, and even the backup method that rarely people need, but it's there just in case, is to where it penetrates down, soaks through the skin, absorbs through the skin, and then gets at the root, starts to shrink that down, and then the wart itself on the top can go away in a number of different ways. The most common way is whenever it just recedes back into the skin and becomes flat again, and then that's it. The other way it can go away is if it sort of pushes out from the bottom. So like at first it appears to get bigger, and then it just falls off. So it swells and then falls off, and that's when it's coming up from behind and pushing it up that way. And then the third way, which is less common, but this can happen sometimes, is it sort of dissolves away into like a mushy, messy thing, and you just sort of wipe it away. It's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like a scab falling off almost. It can kind of scab up and just wipe off. So those are the three main ways that they go away when you use a report, and that's what you're looking for when you use the two main methods during the first 10 days. You're looking for changes in how they look, and if you see the changes in how they look, you keep doing it, because that means you're on the right track, and you just keep doing it till they go away. Now, if you don't see changes in how they look after 10 days, or if you see changes and then it just stalls and stops after a while, even past the 10 days, sometimes people go 2 or 3 weeks before they change. But if that happens, then all you have to do is that means the first method is not strong enough for you. So go to the second method, switch to that, and then that one should give you the changes. It's very rare that someone has a problem with the second method, but occasionally it happens, but it's very rare. So if the first method doesn't get it, the second one should. And then for a long time, those are the two main methods I had. And then the third one, I don't call it method 3, but it's sort of a backup. It's just in case. It's just for those rare, small occasions where someone has a problem with the first two and they need something else. And they need and I didn't even discover that until about it was 2011 so I had it. I didn't know about this for years and years, but in 2011 I finally added this new method to the report, and that should take care of you even if all the other stuff has failed, which is rare. So that's the whole treatment, the first part of the treatment. And then the second part is, of course, boosting up your immune system so that to help your body deal with the virus better. And there's several different ways to do that. The stuff that I have in my report to boost up the immune system is totally different than a lot of stuff you'll find in health books. It doesn't have anything to do with taking certain it doesn't have anything to do with like running or taking certain things or rubbing certain things on your skin or whatever. It's just it's things that I learned that were specific to viruses in general, and then more specifically HPV that I learned about. So everything's in there, and so if you follow that after you get rid of the warts, and sometimes people do it while they're treating, but you can do it after they're gone. And so you do that next, and then after that amount of time, you're just waiting for the 3 to 6 months to kick in, where your body is hopefully getting rid of it completely. And for most people, if you don't have anything come back during that 3 to 6 month time period, The reason why I say 3 to 6 is because some researchers say 3, some say 6. So I take the longer number usually, just because I'm safe, err on the side of caution. So after that 6-month time period, if you haven't had anything come back, you've gotten rid of them, you've been clear that long, you should be okay at that point. And that's the whole goal of the report.